switch to other things, the positioning goes wrong. Okay, so we'll start with the board. Okay? So we know that we don't divide. No, we have to divide the sky from the water, right? The trees on the bank, the far side bank, divide the horizon. Okay? So actually that is the horizon. Out here, we don't keep it in the center. In a photograph, it might look nice. In a photograph, it might be essential to show enough shadow, to show this, show that. So that becomes important. But here, we have to be very careful about golden division. We spoke about that a little bit. Okay, I'll just go through that quickly. Okay, how to make a composition interesting. This is not a rule. Composition is dictated by the painter, the artist. Okay, not a rule. Unfortunately, this paper is ruled. All the papers that I touch are ruled. Okay, I think I got some paper. Okay. Did all of you go through the syllabus that I sent? I did send a syllabus, right? Hello? Did I post a syllabus? Or did I post it to another group?
சார் சென்ட் பண்ணிட்டீங்க சார் எல்லா சிலபஸும்
சென்ட் பண்ணிட்டேன் எல்லாம் ஓகே சோ
நீங்க ரைட் பண்ணி வச்சிருந்தீங்கல்ல சார் அந்த
ஆமா அது the same thing. Yeah, I hope all of you read it. Okay, so now we divide this into 3 parts. Approximately, I'm not being very pakka mathematical, but sort of right. So we divide it into that. Why 3? Why not 4? It can be 5, but generally we don't take 8. See, if it is 4, again there is an easy division of 2. If it is 2, a very easy division of 1, 1, 2. Here 1, 2, 3 cannot be cut in half and make a balance. Now we cut half is killing. So now we have to divide something like that. Here or here or, whatever you are going to be doing looks very odd. Only from very odd we can make something not odd. Okay. Only from something which is not okay. Okay, then we make it not okay. And then we make it okay. That's the system, okay? So now what we can do is we can place something here. Not in the center, but here. Or here. So if we make something there, that is sort of controlled, like a chessboard. You have a rook, the castle, right? Yeah, the castle can move this way, castle can move this way. And if you have a knight out there, the knight can go there. Okay, so that is covered. I'm just saying, just as a joke. Okay, so now if you have something here, you have to have some sort of a support. So what will you do? You will try to do something which will come into this as a support. And from here, maybe you have a connection out there. And a small outlet out there. This becomes very important, or this becomes very important. We'll just keep it this. We'll keep it as the important aspect. And then you can have something totally disconnected out here. That has to be very interesting to capture the attention of the viewer. Huh? So it's slightly different. So we divide it like that. Meaning odd numbers, not even numbers. Okay. Uh, well, it will be a good idea to just note it down. Not like even if you're not going to be writing it down as a pakka notes. So I'm going to have the boat here. If I'm going to be having the boat here, respected spam and சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு கால் வந்துகிட்டே இருக்குல்ல. Okay. 2/3, 1/3. Okay? Or we'll say 2/5, 3/5. We'll keep it like that. Let this be more. Okay, let this be more. Let me see if this is half. It is almost half. So we will keep this slightly more. Yes, slightly more. Huh? Can you see that it is slightly off balance? Well, I'm going to go through the same thing that I told you when we were doing the earlier watercolors. Only with watercolor painting. Okay, there is oil painting, there is acrylic painting, there is pastel painting, there is poster-color painting, there is ink painting and all those things. Only with watercolor painting you can do a pencil drawing. Otherwise, you will be using the same medium that you paint on. Oil color, you will take an oil color with a brush and paint on the canvas. You will not do a pencil drawing. There are reasons behind that. We will talk about that when we come there. But pencil drawing, let it be as light as possible. Okay, as light as possible. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to have some land here. Let it not go too much inside, not because you shouldn't, but because it's going to be very difficult to manage that. Okay, I'm going to go to my palmyra tree and, okay, wait the wrong way up. Okay, the palmyra tree starts from here and goes up there. Okay? Let it be straight here and let it come down like that. I'm drawing it a little darker than I want to draw so that you people can see. I will not draw it this dark. Okay? So the crown will be, that's the crown, right? The crown will be circular, in a circle. Okay? And it will be like a ball coming out in all directions. There will be stick holding the tip of the leaf. Huh? I am looking at that tree, but I have done this tree so many times, I know exactly what would be the elements. Okay? So I'm going to go off, not exactly what there is, but I'm going to go off and do something that just makes this tree interesting. Okay, so there will be some leaves here which are like that. The crown will be a globe, a circle, a globe, okay, and meaning a sphere. Huh? The leaves will also fan out. They'll be like that. They'll be like that, huh? Coming out like that, fanning out exactly. Okay, and we'll have to see that it doesn't go out of the. It doesn't go out of the. Okay. Huh? And what we'll do is, we will make this look like a paddy field. Okay? I'm just improvising. A baby plant. A baby plant. Sometimes the crown of the baby plant will be bigger than the actual mother plant. We will also have one more. Okay, now we will have to set this right. Okay, so most of the plants are going to be palmyra trees. Okay, circle, 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 stick, 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 stick. Okay, and there will be another layer of other trees too. Here, two other trees, trees of other families will also be here. We will have, no, now that's the center, that's one division, we'll have the sun here. Okay, we will have the sun here. If we have the sun here, then the boat has to be somewhere here. We'll have the sun here. Okay? We'll have the sun out here. With the color in the brush, trying to decide where to keep what value. Now, like I keep talking about, see, okay, now I'm going to be talking about color. There are warm colors, there are cool colors to start with, right? Simplest is division. First division that you see, warm colors, cool colors. Then we come to the basic colors. Then it becomes three. Yeah, it becomes three. So we have warm colors, we have cool colors. One. We have red, blue, yellow. Right. There are hundreds of reds. There are hundreds of blues. There are hundreds of yellows. With names. With names. Like cerulean blue, phthalo blue, cobalt blue, ultramarine blue, Prussian blue, aquamarine blue. No. So, actually, these names don't matter. We look at something, okay, this is going to be sort of an insult. But it's true. You know, like we say you choose the color you think is going to be beautiful. You choose the color that you think will be appropriate there. You choose the so on and so forth. Somebody might ask, what if I don't know what color to choose? You try and find out you apply, and you see another painting which you think is very nice, maybe done by a master, maybe done by us, or old masters, or good teachers, other good teachers, and you look at that, and I keep drawing. Okay, so you look at that, and then you decide, these are okay, now I have used this color which is not so nice. If I use this color, maybe it will be nice. So some people ask, even after this, some people ask, what if I don't know, even now, what color to use? That's why you have a teacher. So what do the teachers do? The teachers paint colors. There are some teachers who say, 1 tablespoon of ultramarine blue and half a teaspoon of burnt sienna, and like that is nonsense. That is absolute nonsense. There can't be a formula like this. This is not cooking. Okay, everybody's painting looks different. Okay, and everybody has a different notion of what the sky should look like, isn't it? So now you are learning. So you don't know. You are very okay. You are very anxious. Oh, what if I make a mistake? Okay. Generally, it should be, doesn't matter if you make a mistake. Okay? But no, I don't. The paper is very expensive. I don't want to make a mistake. So tell me. So I say cobalt blue and burnt sienna. Cobalt blue for the sky, maybe a little bit of burnt sienna if you want to make it dull. And increase the cobalt blue, decrease the cobalt blue. Don't make the sky brown. So, okay. What is the, okay, burnt sienna is a brown, okay, and then what about blood? Okay, don't use viridian green. I usually throw away my viridian green. Not I won't say that you should throw away your viridian green, but what I'm saying is, viridian green is such a strong color, it is so difficult to manage it. Okay? So, instead of using viridian green and trying to manage it, I wanted it to be slightly longer. Because then this tree goes away. This tree seems to be too close to us. Should we have the lake complete, or should we bring the paddy field here also? Enough, I think, right? Okay, so sap green and a little bit of yellow ochre, sap green and a little bit of blue, sap green and a little bit of burnt sienna, sap green and a little bit of yellow, chrome yellow. That way, you try it out and you will start liking some colors and you will start not liking some colors. Okay? So you get your own choice of colors. Cobalt blue and burnt sienna and yellow ochre, the colors that I just told you, yellow ochre and yellow, is just an indication of what you can do. And that's not a rule. Okay? So, okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this, all of them smaller, so that looks very far away, okay? So this comes like that, okay, and it ends here. It ends here, huh? And those are there, slightly higher. Be careful when you are erasing. I'll keep telling this over and over and over again because this is a very important lesson that you have to remember. That's going to be a light blue thing. Okay? When you are erasing, you should not hurt the paper. You have to be very, very tender and slow. Okay, that's very, very important. Uh, See, the drawing perspective, right? Objects are the same size seem to become smaller as they recede from us. Perspective. We have to consciously do that. It also becomes less textured. Yeah? It becomes less textured and the color is also becoming dull. Remember that? So you will have to remember that while you are doing this. The line perspective, contrast perspective, contrast perspective. We know the two names, right? What else shall we do? Now the boat can come here. We'll get the boat here. Going slightly out of here. And we'll put a jetty out here. A jetty is a landing spot for boats. Huh? If it's a big one, if it's a big one, we call it. If it's a very big one, we call it a port, right? Remember, we call it a port. And if it's a big one, we call it a pier. Slightly bigger, we call it a pier. And a small one is called a jetty. Okay, in many fishing villages and places where they reach by boat mostly, they will have a jetty and a pier. Okay. See, by size, by drawing this, I made this look smaller. Okay. So if I'm going to be drawing somebody standing here, a dog, whatever, huh? And somebody standing here is somebody standing here is slightly bigger. So we show the distance. We show the distance between that person and this person. Hmm? And if we are going to show a couple of people standing there, Okay. So now we are doing the line perspective, and as I am doing the line perspective, I'm planning the contrast also, contrast perspective. Okay. So now the boat can come like this, or the boat can come slightly like that. Do you see the angle that is changing? Now we have a horizontal. We almost have a vertical. There are lots of vertical lines out there. That's how we compose. There are diagonals. That's a diagonal, and there are verticals. Hmm? Verticals, 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 horizontal. That horizontal going from end to end is so strong. There is also a horizontal on the outside. So that will also work. Diagonal is something between the horizontal and the vertical, and mostly it is horizontal, sort of leaning towards the horizontal. So less horizontal is okay. Now the erasing, huh? Very, very tender. The boat that the Malayalis use for their Onam festival, like the boat race, is known as a snake boat, right? It's known as a snake boat, and the snake boat has a head like that. Huh? Uh, they, but the snake boat is called a snake boat because it is so huge, right? It is huge, long, not huge, but long, very long. Huh? But these boats are not that long, but they use the end piece, which is this, that they use in the snake boat, which makes this look very elegant. These can be houseboats, not the houseboats of Kashmir, but the இன்னொரு ப்ரௌன் கலர் பூனை ஒன்று போயிட்டு இருக்குல்ல பிரேமா, ஒரு ப்ரௌன் கலர்ல ஒரு பூனை ஸ்டைல போயிட்டு இருக்கு. அது அது கடிப்பட்டதுக்கு அப்புறம் வந்துகிட்டு தான் இருக்கு. Okay, I'm going to lift it up a little bit. I generally won't draw this dark. Huh? I won't draw this dark. I would have drawn it so many times, but every time I draw this, I see something new. Not that the boat makers have changed anything. Something that I had missed the previous time, I see now. Okay. I'm going to make it slightly smaller. Okay, I have enough detailing done. Okay, and let me just have this slightly defined so that exactitude will be sort of maintained. Huh? Okay, that is that. I think we have done the drawing. Okay, and we have taken almost 1 hour, or 45 minutes, we'll say. Um, now, now I'll have to see that I mark the reflection of the sun somewhere here. The sun is back here. When you want to erase a drawing slightly so that it becomes lighter, you use the side of the eraser. Of course, your eraser has to be pakka clean, which is not clean now. Okay, now I take a cotton cloth and rub the black area so that the graphite is charcoal, right? Carbon. We can't say, no. Graphite is not charcoal, but it is carbon. Okay? Carbon crystals is graphite and carbon powder. Basically organic, burnt organic material, black material is called charcoal, right? Charcoal is burnt, and before it oxidizes, the oxidization is stopped. No, like they don't allow air to touch. If it burns completely, it will become ash. The carbon will fly out into the sky, like as carbon dioxide. That's just for information. It has nothing to do with our art course, but to understand. Carbon compressed in a watery situation, hydrous, like hydrous is watery. In a watery situation, compressed by tons and tons of earth for quite a few years, maybe a few centuries. I don't know, like coal is few millennia, few thousand years. Organic matter going into the ground, and the ground heat slowly burns it without oxidation. It can't become carbon dioxide. The carbon has to remain as carbon. So that becomes that, and now I'm very doubtful about the size of this. Okay, I'm going to make it slightly smaller. Do you think that will be? Yeah, yes, ma'am.
இல்ல எனக்கு ஒரு டவுட் சார். நம்ம இப்போ ஒரு டிராயிங் வரையறோம்னா அதே மாதிரியே திரும்ப வரையறதுங்கிறது கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டம் தானே சார்?
ஓகே.
இல்ல அது நான் எனக்கு மட்டும் தான் அந்த இது இருக்கா இல்ல ஜெனரலாவே அப்படிதானான்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கலான்ட்டு சார். ஒரு 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 காம்ப்ளெக்ஸ் அதனாலதான் சார் வருது. இப்ப நம்ம ஒரு டிராயிங் வரைஞ்சா திரும்ப இந்த மாதிரி வரைய முடியாதாட்டுக்கே நம்மளால அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு.
See, the thing is, to do something exactly like what we had seen before, well, I have been there for a long time. I have been with lots and lots of artists. I know of, say, of 1,000 artists. You see one artist who is able to do exactly the same. Okay, unfortunately, and okay, that's a very big talent. I don't deny it's a fantastic talent. But unfortunately, those people cannot do anything originally. Okay, so if originality is considered to be great, we are better. We can't do exactly what we can't imitate even our own work, let alone somebody else's work. Okay, I'll show you a painting that, I'll just show you something very similar. That's why I'm showing you. What happened? Why is this coming? Wait. No, not this. So we can't do it exactly the same. But that's the thing, so that's why I say, when you are doing a painting or a drawing, you have to do it with reference so that the realism part is true. Okay? I think I got the painting. Okay, I got the painting. Let me just show you. Okay, I'm also getting it recorded. Okay, now what do? I go to this and okay. Okay, is it shared? Do you see it? Hello, do you see it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so this is something that I copied from, I copied an old master named, not a very old master, like 19th and 20th century, end of 19th century, 18 something to 19 something, early 19 something. So I was teaching a student how to copy old masters. If you see this, you have seen my painting. I'll try to post this. If you go, this I copied from somebody named Winslow Homer. Okay, please write it down. Winslow Homer, Winslow, Winslow Homer, Homer. And I've copied many of his paintings. The Watercolor master. Okay, John Singh and Sargent, and this fellow, and Arul Raj, Paul Raj, Raj. There are few masters. If you see this painting and if you see Winslow Homer's paintings, for a second you will think maybe they are the same. But you start looking deeper, they are not the same. Okay? Will Winslow Homer be able to copy Winslow Homer again? No, I don't think so. He'll find it very difficult to copy. Okay? So somebody asked Picasso, I know, you know who Picasso is, right? So I don't have to explain that. So somebody asked Picasso, there are so many people who are copying and painting like you. So Picasso said, even I can paint like myself, but I'm the only Picasso. So that individuality is going to be there. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. Okay? And close that also. Why I showed you that is, yes, we copy, but no, we cannot copy it exact. Or at least we cannot keep copying things exact. There are some people, there are, I know about 5, 6 people who can copy, who can copy like mad. Meaning it will be the same. How do you do that? We ask, how on earth are you able to do that? They themselves don't know. Then we ask, can you do this again? Yes, they are able to do it again. That is a special talent that comes with birth. And see, there are people with disabilities, like hearing impairment, seeing impairment, and so on and so forth. Okay, just a second, things are getting confused. Okay, I think what this all I can do. Both the pictures were sitting properly. Suddenly I see that it's not sitting properly. Okay, doesn't matter. Let it be like that. Now we have this. The oranges are going to be deeper here. Okay? Deeper up to that. Shall I bring the sun a little lower? It's here. So let the sun be somewhere here. Okay? Okay, so the oranges come here. Something very similar is going to be repeated here. I will paint a little bit of orange on top of this also, so that there will be enough color distribution. But what do we do to get an orange? We know somebody? Yeah. What do we do to get an orange?
Red and yellow, sir.
Yeah, red and yellow. Okay. So you said red and yellow. Okay. Now I ask you, what red and what yellow? Is that sort of slightly irritating? Red and yellow, any red and any yellow, na?
Yes,
That's what you will say. So when you ask me what color did you use here, if I say blue and red, it's up to you to check out which blue and which red, right? So that's what I mean by color combination. It is subjective. What you are doing will automatically tell you what color to use. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take a yellow and an orange. Okay, watercolor, as far as watercolor is concerned, colors can dry. You can wet them and use them again. Okay, when you are using a tube color, colors can dry. When colors become extremely dirty, like yellow, blue, and brown has got mixed up, but I'm not going to clean this up because I need these colors. Hmm. When colors, no, these are my palettes, huh? Color palettes. Okay, not color palettes, no mixing palette. When colors become very dirty, then I clean them up completely. Okay? So, now I'm going to take yellow and red. Before that, I'm going to wet the paper. By saying wet the paper, what I mean is, I'm going to apply 2-3 layers of water. Now, like the water is going to run down like this. Okay? I have stuck tape all around. Masking tape I have stuck all around. Masking tape might have the tendency of coming out. See, can you see I am taking the color, taking water onto the brush as if I am using a spoon. Okay? And I am not allowing the brush to scratch the paper. I am just using as if the brush tip is touching. Okay? Slightly lower it comes to. This is called a ferrule. The metal tube is called a ferrule. So the ferrule should not touch the paper. Okay? I'm going to wet the whole paper. And the paper, because it is inclined, the board is inclined, the paper is soaking in water, not blotting. The surface is becoming wet, but most of the water is running down. Okay, so you have to be very careful about that. Okay, now you have to be very careful because the paper is wet, and when the paper is wet, the paper can very easily get damaged if you rub too hard. If you rub itself, it will. So it has to be like spray. It should be. They will become sort of granules, like tiny paper balls. That they'll become and come out onto the paint. So you have to be very careful about that. Actually, when you're wetting the paper, just have the light against you. Okay, so that you will know where you have wet the paper and where you have not wet the paper. Okay? So these are the small tricks that you have to remember. Now the paper is quite wet. Quite wet. We call this wet on wet. We know that, right? Okay, now I'm going to start with the reddish area so that I'll have a better control of things. Hope so. I'm going to leave the sun area slightly, not very much, because I'll clean it up later. See, already the top of the paper has become dry. It hasn't become dry, but it is getting dry. Let the top be yellow. Let it become orange as it comes down, okay? See, I am painting the texture. I'm not afraid of the texture. But all your strokes have to be horizontal. Okay? Water and sky, if you are painting cloud, that's a different story. Okay? When you are painting water and sky, both the strokes will be horizontal. Yeah, it is recording now. Like I have to see if it is recording. From time to time, I have to notice that. Okay, now I'm going to quickly come down to the water area because I don't want it to become dry. As you can notice, I'm leaving a lot of white. As I go up, I'm leaving lesser white. Okay. I done a mistake by covering up the sun area. Let me take out the, okay, what do I do to take out a color? I wet my brush and I squeeze it into my cloth and I go over this and the color comes off. Okay? And the color comes off like that. I don't know if you are following my drawing clearly. Wait. There's some colors which are creating a problem here. The edge of the land touching the water will be a lighter color. I haven't left it here. I'm going to scratch it off. Or, no, I want to show you a lot of techniques. So I am doing things that I have to do, and I'm also leaving things, things that I have to do, but I'm not doing, so that I can show you how that can be done after the painting dries. Techniques of scratching and so on and so forth. The edge of water, the edge of land touching the water will be light, will be almost white, because these are the things that you should note and keep. Because the water has surface tension, something called surface tension. It is tight, okay, on the surface. When it goes and touches the land, it turns like that. It goes up, climbs like that. So it becomes a mirror, right? Concave mirror. So it will reflect light. That area will be reflecting the sky. That is why it looks so bright. Okay, so that is that understood? I hope so. Now I'm going to go for a deeper color. I have to do this. Keep doing this now. Okay. It'd be a good idea to wait for the colors to lemon yellow is dead. Okay. Okay, I'll just tell you, but it's not necessary that I have to tell you. Okay, that is, I am using vermilion and chromello. Okay, and it need not be that. It can be yellow ochre. Yellow ochre is slightly brownish, right?
சார் நீங்க எடுத்த அமௌண்ட் கொஞ்சம் காட்ட முடியுமா சார்? அந்த பேலட்ட கொஞ்சம் அப்பப்ப காட்டுறீங்களா சார் மிரர்ல? கேமரால. ஓகே.
Only now I'm taking color. Before now I was using the colors that I showed you, dried colors that I showed you, okay? Now, this area started drying, this area dried, okay, that area dried, that is still damp. When you touch like this, I've told you earlier, if the paper is wet, if you touch like this, it will stick to your hand. If you touch like that, you will find that it is still wet. But this place is still damp. You know, it's not wet, it's not dry, damp. The only way to find out is to turn your hand this way and let the tip of the skin covering the nail touch that spot. You'll see. You'll feel, okay, I can see the wetness. Okay, it's dry here. It is dry here. We didn't put any water there. It is drying here. Okay. Okay, now some areas dry, and I put some water. I cleaned this up. I was putting some water here. The water started flowing. Do you see what has happened? It has pushed the color on the surface to the edge. We call this mushrooming. It will be a good idea to note down the word. We call this mushrooming. Okay? And generally we try to avoid mushrooming, but sometimes we use the mushrooming. Okay? There are times that we use the mushrooming, there are times that we try to avoid the mushrooming. Huh? Okay, now I'm going to give it a slight blue out here, and blue in some places, which is going to be thin. Okay, like I'm dissolving the dry color that you can see, right? Okay, now I don't want it to be that dark, so I'm going to take some more water. Okay, and I don't have to be very afraid of this because there's going to be reflection, there is going to be... The only thing is when you are applying water over water or watery color over a dry area, you have to be very careful that you don't go over it again and again, or else the color underneath will start coming out. Do you understand what I'm saying? The color underneath...
வெட்டா இருக்கும் போதே குடுக்குறீங்களா சார்? இப்போ
இல்ல அதத்தான் சொன்னேன் நான் வந்து டேம்பா இருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அந்த கையை வச்சு காட்டினேன். அது வந்து டேம்பா இருக்கு, இன்னும் வந்து ட்ரை ஆகல, இன்னும் ட்ரை ஆகல, ஆனால் ஆல்மோஸ்ட் ட்ரை ஆயிடுச்சு. ட்ரை ஆனதுக்கு அப்புறம் கொடுக்கலாம். டேம்பா இருக்கும்போது கொடுக்கறதுக்கு வந்து you will have to be very careful about how damp it is. If it is very damp, you will get mushroom. If you get mushroom here, it's going to be very difficult. It don't look nice. Okay?
Sir, இப்போ இது என்ன ப்ளூ சார்? கோபால்ட் ப்ளூவா சார்?
அதுதானே கேட்க கூடாதுன்னு சொன்னேன்.
கேட்க கூடாதா சார்? ஓகே சார்.
ஆமா. என்னன்னா, see, that's exactly what I'm saying. I told you what blue I'm using. If you go back and see tomorrow, whatever, you know, I told you, but what I'm trying to tell you is, don't go by the name of the color, go by the warmth of the color. You know, like crimson is a sort of a cool, slightly cool red, right? Compared to vermilion or scarlet or carmine. Okay, carmine is also slightly bluish.
Crimson வந்து டார்க் இல்ல சார், டார்க் ரெட் இல்ல சார்.
Yeah, dark, also cool. It is dark. It is darker than other colors. See, the only thing you can say, so that is dark, is black. Isn't it? Anything else is comparative. Yeah. Compared to, say, vermilion or scarlet, crimson is dark. So, compared to maroon, is crimson dark.
இப்ப ப்ளூ கலர் தான் சார் கூல் கலர்ஸ். இது இந்த ரெட் ஷேட், ஆரஞ்சு ஷேட் எல்லாம் வார்ம்.
Exactly. Try to understand what I'm saying. See, I'm saying crimson is a warm color, no doubt, because it's a red. But compared to vermilion, if you keep vermilion and crimson together, won't crimson look like a cool color? Okay, let me just, this is my crimson tube looks like a war.
புரிஞ்சுது சார், அது புரிஞ்சுது.
See, look at
it. இது வந்து கொஞ்சம் கூலா, கொஞ்சம் டல்.
Cooler, right. Comparatively cool is what we are saying. We call it cooler red. See, green is a cool color compared to Prussian blue, or compared to, say, cobalt blue, compared to ultramarine blue. Green is slightly warm because it has yellow in it, right? So that is how we look at colors. That's how we talk. More than looking at colors, that is how we talk. This is make it a slightly warmer color. What makes the sky slightly warmer? That doesn't mean that you have to put orange or red there. That is totally warm, not slightly warm. Okay? So that is the exact understanding that we have to have. Things are comparative. Comparatively is what the word that we use. Comparatively warm. What is a long line? No, we'll talk about line. What is a long line? Tell me, somebody tell me the measurement of a long line. Anything. Just like that, tell me. Yeah, it's okay. What would you call a long line? You are not able to say anything, right? You find it very difficult to say, oh, there is no such thing as long line. There is only such thing as a longer line, but we use the word long line. We draw a long line. What do we mean by that? We know that the size of paper that we are using is this, okay, A3 or A4. And we are drawing a picture which is going to be, say, 10 inches by, say, 13, 14 inches, okay, on an A3 paper. And a long line would be, say, 8 inches, 9 inches, 10 inches, not more than that, right? Isn't it? Not more than that. But if you have a paper which is 3 meters long, 10 feet high, what would be a long line? And you are drawing a picture, a beach scene from end to end of the paper. A long line would be different. Isn't it? A long line would be different. That is exactly what we are talking about. Things are comparative most of the times.
சார் இப்போ நீங்க லைட்டா எல்லோ ஷேட் அங்கங்க டச் பண்ணிருக்கீங்களா சார்?
ஆமாமா.
அது அது என்ன எல்லோன்னு கேட்க கூடாதா சார்? அது
மஞ்சள் எல்லோ.
ஓகே சார்.
மஞ்சள் கலர். சரியா? ஏன் கேட்க கூடாது அப்படின்னா அந்த கலரை தேடிட்டு இருக்க வேண்டிய தேவை இல்லைன்ற அந்த கலரை தேடிட்டு இருக்க வேண்டிய தேவையே இல்லை. அப்ப அப்ப என்னத்தை தேடலாம், என்னத்தை தேடணும் அப்படின்னு ஒரு கேள்வி வருது இல்லையா? எவ்வளவு டார்க்கா இருக்கு எவ்வளவு லைட்டா இருக்குன்றத தேடினா போதும்ன்ற. இப்ப நான் எல்லோவை வச்சுட்டு ஒரு எல்லோவை வச்சுட்டு வேவ்ஸுக்கு நான் வந்து செட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். வேவ் வந்து இப்படி மாத்திரம் தான் போட முடியும். லேக்ல வந்து வேவானா அந்த வேவ்ஸ் இல்ல, கடல்ல இருக்கிற வேவ்ஸ் இல்ல, லேக்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய வேவ்ஸ். அப்ப எப்படி இருக்கும், லேசா அப்படி அப்படி பிரேக்கா இருக்கும். அங்க இருக்கிற மாதிரி இட் won't be having surf. Okay, tiny strokes. Muskan, if I suddenly go to Tamil, can immediately shout, "Sir, get back to English." No? Like, yeah, Muskan.
Sir, easy Tamil I can understand, but not the higher level continuous. I don't get it.
Oh, okay. No, you can stop me. Is what I'm saying. You can stop me anytime. Okay, sir, stop. We are going to Tamil. Okay, if I'm going into too much Tamil. Okay. Okay. So. See, this area is mushroomed, but I'm not going to be bothered about it because I'm going to go over this area thrice. 3 layers I'm going to give. But when I'm giving a stroke like this, my strokes are long and bright. Okay? And as I go away, this is away, right? This is near, that is away. As I go away, my strokes become smaller and lighter. See, I'm mixing my color. I also mix a little bit of red here and there, occasionally. Sometimes the red remains, sometimes the red doesn't remain. Okay? So when I'm loading my brush and giving a stroke here, my strokes are dark because my brush is loaded. So when my brush is not loaded, when I come, then I come to the middle ground. And my strokes are also middle. The size is reducing. Size is reducing. Strokes will reduce here. I'm also leaving some white. If it automatically covers up, I don't mind. But I'm not going to deliberately cover it up. Okay, as I go away, I might start mixing a little bit of, this is all near. Okay. As I go away, I might mix a little bit of blue. I had done piers. No, that's a pier, he said, right? Jetty, he said. Okay. I have done jetties and piers lots and lots of times. Okay. Because this has been my profession for a long time. Painting for clients, painting for classrooms. So I have done a lot. But when I want to go to the shadow, I will immediately go for a reference. See, okay, who asked me what yellow I'm using? You didn't ask, but you wanted to ask. Who was that? Hello? Who wanted to know what yellow I'm using? I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to give you an explanation about that. Who asked, please? Inama poircha. She's not here?
Shanmugapriya கேட்டாங்க சார்.
Okay, Shanmugapriya. Okay. Okay. Um, no, then Shanmugapriya. She's not here. Probably she has gone.
சார் இருக்கு சார் இருக்கு
Okay. Sari amma. So, I'm going to ask you something. You have a watercolor set?
Yes, sir.
What watercolor set do you have?
சார் கேமல் வச்சிருக்கேன், WN வச்சிருக்கேன் சார்.
Okay. Oh, Winsor and Newton வச்சிருக்கேன் நீ. Okay. எத்தனை yellow இருக்குமா? How many yellows are there?
சார் yellow chrome இருக்கு, lemon yellow இருக்கு, camboge yellow இருக்கு, permanent yellow இருக்கு. அதுலயே hue இருக்கு சார். yellow hue, camboge hue எல்லாம் இருக்கு. அது தெரியல சார் எனக்கு.
இல்ல அதெல்லாம் சேர்த்து ஒண்ணுதான். இப்ப see the
yellow ochre இருக்கு சார்.
yellow ochre ஒண்ணு. Okay, சரியா? இப்ப now I'm going to go into this. Yellow deep. Okay, there is a thing called yellow deep. Okay, and there is a thing called gamboge. Okay, gamboge and gamboge 2 are one and the same. Okay, so this is like what is the difference between bonda and vadai as far as the dough is concerned, as far as the mixture is concerned? What is the difference? Is there a difference? I don't think so. I'm a cook. I cook well, so I know these things. Okay, I'm going to mix a little bit of blue. Very little. Just mix it. So that the color becomes slightly dull. Okay? But what I do is I start from there and bring it closer. My strokes have to be very small. Can you see my strokes are very... Okay, so gamboge, chrome yellow deep are almost the same, right? But why did they give a different name? What is the difference between Hyderabadi biryani and Shahi biryani? Is there a big difference? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Then why do they have a different name? Because that is marketing. That is what marketing is all about. People market themselves by calling themselves something else from a common name. Zafrani biryani. Okay, like some of the ingredients are very carefully chosen. And I'm not a good eating person, but I like cooking, so I know about these things. Okay, So now if you ask me what yellow I am using, suppose I say, suppose I am using gamboge yellow and vermilion, okay? So accidentally or incidentally, you don't have gamboge yellow, or nor do you have vermilion. Then you'll ask me, sir, I don't have gamboge yellow. And I will have to tell you what the alternative is. Okay? I have to tell you, of course. Yeah, that I don't deny. Yes, I have to tell you. But if I tell you use a yellow, so how can I define what yellow is this? Compared to gamboge yellow and say chrome yellow, lemon yellow is lighter, right? So if I tell you don't use a light yellow, use a medium dark yellow. What is the dark yellow in these three colors? Yes, Shanmugapriya? There are three major colors, right?
சொல்லுங்க சார் என்ன கேட்டீங்க சார்
See, when I say a light yellow, you will immediately understand that I am talking about lemon yellow, right?
Yes, sir.
And if I am talking about dark yellow,
yellow yorker ஞாபகம்
yellow ochre. Definitely yellow ochre will come to mind. So, don't you think it is better for me? Suppose you don't have yellow ochre, but you have raw sienna, which is very close to yellow ochre, which is almost like yellow ochre. Okay. So if I tell you use a darker yellow, you will see what is dark and you will choose one, either yellow ochre, and if you don't have yellow ochre, you will go to raw sienna. That is how colors have to be understood. Light, dark, medium. Warm, cool. Cooler, warmer. Use a warmer color, use a cooler color. I am making this very warm here and I am making it cool as it goes away, right? Sky is warm here and it is becoming cooler as it comes down, right? Okay, we have come to a nice stage. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to have a little bit of, no, sandy won't work. Greenish. Okay? I'm going to make it slightly greenish. And let me see what happens. Okay. See, there has to be sand out there. Okay, so let me start with the green. Now I'm going to use a, I told you, I gave a name and I told you viridian green is something that I don't like. Because it's a very strong acidic color, meaning it has an acid feel, look. Very strong acidic color. That any other color close to it will die. It's so bright. So intense, not just bright, it is intense. So difficult to manage. Okay, so let us try to avoid viridian green. So if you don't use viridian green, okay, we'll go to Shanmugapriya again. Shanmugapriya, tell me what are the greens that you have?
Saf green, olive green. அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒன்னு இருக்கு சார்
viridian green.
Viridian green.
Viridian green. Viridian green அப்படின்றது வந்து olive green, sap green, viridian green. Okay, these are the common colors that you get in a pack. Okay, so you have all the common colors that you get in a pack. Viridian green is very strong, right? Sort of bluish green, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's a bluish green. Olive green is slightly brown mixed color. Right? It is cool. It's cooler, but brown mixed cooler, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's a dark, dull, கொஞ்சம் dull. Okay. Now olive green is a very bright leaf green like thing. It is not leaf green. It is like leaf green, right?
Leaf green மாதிரி இருக்காது சார். இது leaf green மாதிரி இருக்காது. பண்டம்பர் கொஞ்சம் கலந்த மாதிரியான green ஆ
இல்ல I am talking about olive green. I am talking about sap green. Sap green.
Okay sir.
இல்ல sap green. Olive green சரி.
Sap green வந்து leaf color தான் சார். கரெக்ட் தான்.
Yeah, I am talking about sap green. Okay, இந்த இடத்துல வந்து I'm going to have one division, the land division, you know, like varappu as we say in Tamil. See, my strokes are becoming smaller as they recede from me. Can you see that? Not uniform, different sizes. Okay, so there is one green which is a bright green. We are not going to give names. Okay, which looks like natural leaf color. Okay, we are not giving it a name, but we know the name, but we are not giving it a name. And there is a green which is very, very acidic. Okay, and it is very difficult to use it for leaf. If you use it for leaf, the tree won't look like natural. Yeah. Is there any tree which has that kind of an acidic color? Tell me somebody. Yes. I don't know who is there today. Yes, Muskan or Kanaga, tell me. You have seen, we have seen viridian green, right? Not that you have not used viridian green. But if you use viridian green, do you think the color is going to look natural? Color of the leaves, will it look natural? Hello? Happily you keep your this thing open and go away, na? Jale போயிடுச்சு மாலா.
சார் இருக்கோம் சார். நீங்க சொல்றீங்கல்ல சார் கலர்ஸ் இது கொடுத்தா இது நல்லா இருக்குமான்னு எனக்கு அந்த கலர்ஸ்ல டிஃபரன்ஸே ஃபர்ஸ்ட் தெரியல சார். நான் எங்க இருந்து சார் பதில் சொல்றது? நீங்க சொல்ல நான் என் பேலட்ல இருக்கிறத பாத்துக்கிறேன் சார், அவ்வளவுதான் சார்.
அப்ப when we see we can make out okay இதுதான் so this is what he is talking.
இது சார் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிக்கிறேன். சொல்லும்போது ஓகே அப்போ விரிடியன் கலர் வந்து ரொம்ப டார்க்கனா இருக்கும். சோ அத வந்து லீஃப்க்கு கொடுக்கிறது இட்ஸ் நாட் குட் அப்படினு வேணா.
It's not good. It is very greenish. Leaf has a slightly yellowish green. You know that is
சார் நேத்து ஒரு பெயிண்டிங்ல நான் அந்த கிரீன் தான் சார் கொடுத்தேன், டார்க் கலர் தான் கொடுத்தேன். எனக்கு அப்ப டிஃபரன்ஸ் தெரியல. இப்ப நீங்க சொல்லும் போது எனக்கு புரியுது சார். ஓகே அதை கொடுக்க கூடாது அப்படின்னு புரியுது சார்.
அங்க கொடுக்க கூடாது.
ஆமா சார், ஆமா சார். அது மட்டும் ஒரு மாதிரி நார்மல் கிரீனா இல்லாம அது ரொம்ப கான்ட்ராஸ்டா தெரிஞ்ச மாதிரி இருந்துச்சு.
ஆமா. So the color, what happens is the colors don't blend with nature. it's an acid color. It can only be painted for creating viridian green. Okay, so I'm making this area slightly green. I've mixed blue. Can you see that? No, like I'll bring it closer and I'll just show the green area. Okay? See, this green is very bright. I've mixed a little bit of water and made it slightly lighter here. Can you see that? And I mixed a little bit of blue here. I mixed a lot of blue. I will paint a contrast color here. So that's why I kept it. I might not paint 2-3 layers, but I'll paint 2-3 layers here. Okay, is that understood? See, as the objects come closer, automatically our strokes, our drawing size should become bigger. That practice you have to take.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, உள்ள உங்க பேலட் சைடுல அந்த சைடு ஏதாவது வைக்க முடிஞ்சா வெச்சீங்கன்னா சார் அது பார்க்கிறதுக்கு ஈஸியா இருக்கும் சார். என்ன கலர் மிக்ஸ் பண்ணுங்க, எவ்வளவு மிக்ஸ் பண்றீங்க.
சரி, ஓகே ஓகே, இப்படி வச்சுக்கிறேன்.
உங்களுக்கு டிஸ்டர்பன்ஸ் ஆனா வேணாம் சார்.
இல்ல அதுக்காக இல்ல. No, that's not the problem. But the problem is this, since we have been doing this, continuously we are doing this, so many students ask for this. Now keep the palette there, and I don't. If you are sitting with me here, if you are sitting with me here,
நேர்ல போய் கத்துக்கிட்டா தான் சார் எஃபெக்டிவாவே இருக்கும். எனக்கு ஆன்லைன் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபைடே இல்ல தான் சார்.
வழி இல்ல. We have no other go but to continue with this. Okay. See, no, what I'm saying is, if you are sitting here with me, seeing my palette is going to be useful. Okay. Since you are not sitting with me, seeing my palette is of no use. But I'll show you the palette.
இல்ல நீங்க எவ்வளவு வாட்டர் எடுக்கறீங்க அத பார்க்கலாம் தான் சார். எவ்வளவு கன்சிஸ்டன்ட் யூஸ் பண்றீங்க அத
தெரியாது, விளங்காதுமா. You won't understand. Now let me just show the water. See, I touch water like that. I touch water like that. Okay? I touch water like that. I touch water like that. It's difficult to find out the difference unless you're going to be sitting with me, because I've taken water like that. I've taken a lot of water and I keep the brush. Only then, even then you find it difficult to see what I'm taking. But I'll keep showing as much as possible. I'll keep showing, because sometimes it might not be possible, but as much as possible I'll show. Establishing the leaves for those trees, for that tree, particular tree. Texture. Do you see, without texture, this won't look interesting. Okay. We'll see. It is very difficult to bring sea and paddy field together. Very rarely you see sea and paddy field together, because the sea breeze destroys paddy fields. Then why did you do that? I had to bring these two together. That this is backwaters. Okay, Kerala inside almost it is backwaters. The river waters are not there in Kerala. No, like, not much. No, like very rare sighting. Mm. That's because sea doesn't allow paddy to grow. Sea breeze itself doesn't allow paddy to grow.
சார் நீங்க வந்துட்டு ரெண்டுத்தையும் கம்பைன் பண்ணி வரைஞ்சது கஷ்டமா இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன் சார். ஒன்னு வரைஞ்சிருந்தாலே ஈஸியா இருந்துச்சு நினைக்கிறேன் சார்.
இல்லம்மா அது see this becomes very useful for you guys. It's very rare to see a scene like this. Very rare to see a scene like this. Where do you see a painting like this? So let us enjoy. Like I'm also okay. I'm struggling to sort of balance it because I have to bring. No, this is not sea, but it is brackish water. No, backwaters are brackish. But this is an exercise that you will rarely see being demonstrated. Maybe people have done it too. Maybe people have gone to such places and done it. But very difficult to see a demonstration like this. This is what I mean. So I take
color brown color sir.
ஆமாமா. Brown color என்னென்ன கலர் இருக்கு? ஒரு dark brown இருக்கு, ஒரு light brown இருக்கு ஜெனரலா இல்லையா? So what are the browns that you have in your palette? In your color box? Burnt sienna, burnt umber. Yeah, that's it, right? Do you have antique brown? Yes, Shanmugapriya?
Sir, சொல்லுங்க sir. Brown sir.
Browns. What are the browns that you have? Burnt sienna, right?
Burnt umber,
raw umber. That's all. Antique brown can be there. Some companies give antique brown.
Yes.
Burnt umber is a warm brown. Burnt sienna is a very warm brown. Burnt sienna is almost a reddish brown. Okay. Okay. Let me just do this and then come to you. Okay. You just read these words: burnt umber and burnt sienna. You know what sienna is?
So the color you're using now is only burnt sienna, is it? Oh,
Yeah, this is. See, I have burnt sienna, but I also have a little bit of blue that I used earlier. So that becomes burnt umber almost. Okay, and I am also taking yellow ochre.
Okay.
And chrome yellow. There is a little bit of yellow ochre. Yellow ochre is almost over. And there is chrome yellow. So bright yellow, warm brown, and warm red is there. How it gets mixed where is very difficult to control. That is why we use a palette like this. There is another kind of palette which is small and like the idli vessel, right? You've seen that palette, right? I always say, do not use that. If you use that, those colors, that's good for poster color work. Not good for transparent watercolor. See, these are the small details. I keep telling you this all the time. Like, don't try to do the artwork that I do. Try to follow my method. I always say that. If you try to do my artwork, you're going to fail. My artwork is 76 years old. If you have been training with somebody on your own and you have learned watercolor very well, and there are some students who come like that, who already have a knowledge in art, and they come here, and yeah, they are very interesting and they are very useful to me. In the group, they are very useful. Like they will do a lot of things that helps the other students. But for people who are learning for the first time, trying to do an artwork that I have done is not a very good idea. You should be doing step by step of what I have done. And another thing that I have to tell you, never be in a hurry to complete a painting. Let the painting get completed on its own. You should wait patiently and get the feeling right. எங்கேயோ கார் மாட்டிக்கிடுச்சுல. ஓ இழுத்துக்கிட்டு இருக்காங்களோ, சரி சரி. Okay, so we get into that. How much more time? I think the time is up. So our next class would be on the 31st. Right? Do you want me to go further a little bit, or shall we stop it here? Good idea to stop it here, no? What do you say?
Yes, sir, we can stop here.
Yeah, we can stop it here, and that's why I say, let's not be in a hurry. This, you go back, and I will post it today. I hope it is recording. I will post it today, and please take time to see. You have time. Now, like Saturday, Sunday, okay, it's a family time, but Okay, the Middle East students. How's the situation?
சார் கத்தார்ல
Not sure.
நார்மலா தான் சார்.
Qatar is okay, yeah?
ஆமா சார், கத்தார்ல ஒரு பிரச்சனையும் இல்ல சார்.
Okay, okay.
ஆனா மத்த யூஏஇலாம் ஆனா அப்படி என்ன சார் அது இன்னும் ஒன்னும் சொல்றதுக்கு இல்ல சார், எப்ப என்ன நடக்கும். ஆனா இப்போ
Actually, generally, like Ukraine or Vietnam or whatever, like Second World War time or okay, whatever was happening, any war, civilians are very badly affected. This war, except for Iran and say
Israel,
Iran and Israel, civilians are not very badly attacked.
ஆனாலுமே யுஏஇல நிறைய பேர் கொஞ்சம் அடிபட்டிருக்கு சார், சிவிலியன்ஸ்க்கு கொஞ்சம் யுஏஇல அடிபட்டிருக்கு.
யுஏஇல அடிபட்டவங்க வந்து they were working alongside American people. American based American என்னன்னா Americans had not just a army base or a navy base, they also had intelligence bases they had. They have, or they had, probably destroyed now. So the people knew that these bases are there and they attacked that, and that is when the locals got affected. What to do?
இங்க கத்தார்லயும் கொஞ்சம் சில பேருக்கு அடிபட்டுதான் சார் இருக்கு, ஆனா அவ்வளவா தெரியல வெளியில. ஆனா சில பேருக்கு சிவிலியன்ஸ்க்கு வந்து கொஞ்சம் அடிபட்டிருக்கு சார். அது வந்து அந்த டெப்ரிஸ் விழுவுறதுனால சில சிவிலியன்ஸ்க்கு அதனால
அடிபட்டது. இன்னொரு something else also has happened in Bahrain and all. The dust and smoke is creating a lot of problem, especially for people who have asthma and breathing problem. ரொம்ப மோசமா இருக்கு அவங்களுக்கு. They are getting affected very badly.
இங்கேயும் ரெயின் வர ஆரம்பிச்சு சார், இந்த ஆயில் வந்து எரிஞ்சதுனால ரெயின் வருது இங்க நிறைய.
ஓ, அதனால கொஞ்சம் கிளியர் ஆகுதா? பெட்டரா இருக்கா?
புகை நிறைய வருது இல்ல சார், இந்த ஆயில் கிணறு எரிஞ்சதுனால புகை நிறைய ஃபார்ம் ஆனதுல என்னன்னு தெரியல. ஒரு 2-3 நாளா பயங்கர இடி மின்னலோட மழை சார். அந்த மாதிரி இடி எல்லாம் இடிச்சதே இல்லை இங்க.
ஆனா is it good? நல்லதா கெட்டதா?
அங்க வந்து கருப்பு கலர்ல ரெயின் வந்துச்சுன்னு சொல்றாங்க சார் அந்த சைடுல எல்லாம். இங்க ஆனா ரெயின் நார்மலா தான் இருந்துச்சு. அது குட்டா பேடான்னு தெரியல சார்.
தெரியல, கொஞ்ச நாள் ஆனாதான் தெரியும். இல்ல ரெயின்ல வெளியில போயிடக்கூடாது, அதுதான். ஏன்னா ஆசிட் ரெயின்னுவாங்க அத. See, the chemicals will also be there in the smoke.
கண்டிப்பா.
அதனால வந்து மழை பெய்யும்போது வெளியில போயிடக்கூடாது, மேல படாம பாத்துக்கணும். ஓகே, நாங்க இங்க இருந்துட்டு பேசிட்டு தான் இருக்க முடியும்.
வார் நடக்கிற அந்த 2 கண்ட்ரில சார், இங்க நம்ம என்ன சார் பண்றோம்? நமக்கு எப்பயோ எல்பிஜி ஷார்டேஜ், பெட்ரோல் ஷார்டேஜ்.
ஆமா, அதுதானே வைத்திருச்சலா இருக்குல்ல. அவனா அந்த
லாஸ்ட் வீக் போயிருந்தேன் சார். அங்க சும்மா வடை சுட்டு விக்கிற ஒரு பாட்டி சார், அவங்க புலம்புறாங்க சார். அந்த பாட்டிக்கு வந்து அந்த கண்ட்ரி பேர் கூட தெரியல சார். அவங்க வரலமா. சோ எங்கயோ நடக்கிற 2 வார், ஏதோ ஒரு ஹில் ஸ்டேஷன்ல இருக்க ஒரு சின்ன வில்லேஜ்ல இருக்க ஒரு வடை சுடுற பாட்டி ஆகுது சார்.
கேரளால ஹோட்டல்ஸ் are being closed இல்லையா?
ஆமா சார், பண்ணிருக்காங்க. ஹோட்டல் க்ளோஸ் பண்ணல சார், பட் வந்து அந்த மெனுலாம் லிமிட் பண்றாங்க சார். ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றாங்க சார்.
அது
சென்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் இப்ப வரைக்கும் இங்க எங்கேயும் பெங்களூர்ல தான் சொல்றாங்க அடிக்கடி நியூஸ்ல, பெட்ரோலுக்காக இப்ப எல்லாம் கியூல நிக்கிறாங்க.
இல்ல, பெங்களூர்ல ஆக்சுவலா பெட்ரோலுக்காக கியூல நிக்கிறது வந்து வாங்கி பதுக்கி வச்சுட்டு விக்கிறதுக்காக.
ஓகே சார்.
அப்படிதான், அதுதான் மேக்ஸிமம் கியூவா இருக்கு நான் பார்த்த வரைக்கும். ஸ்ரீலங்கால வந்து இப்ப எங்களுக்கு 2 ப்ரோக்ராம் இருந்தது. ஒரு எக்ஸாமினேஷன் ஒண்ணு இருந்தது, பெரிய எக்ஸாமினேஷன்னா ஒரு 3000 பீப்புளுக்கு கிட்ட வந்து எழுதுவாங்க. 4-5 சென்டர். So all of us will go. Lot of people will go, but 10 teachers will go from here, 10 teachers will come from there, and that is cancelled because there is no petrol. And how to travel, And we also had Kalai Sangamam there. Kalai Sangamam is an annual festival that we have for all three departments together. So that is also stopped. It is that bad there in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, they declared a public holiday on every Wednesday, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Melbourne today, my director asked us to declare who is driving to work. So most probably those who driving, because government is saying we're supposed to get the public transport instead of driving, because there are few petrol stations being shut down, no petrol. Yeah, so we are facing that issues, and vegetables price has gone up. So maybe we will be eating breads after this.
My brother's family, actually my brother is no more, my sister-in-law and three sons, like grown-up people and their families are there. They say unless you know certain gas supply areas, you don't get gas. Anyway. Okay, we can pray for you. Take care of yourselves. Okay, please practice this. Please listen to what I was saying. And there were many technical terms and many techniques that I was talking about. Many reasons why certain things happen, like mushrooming, why mushrooming happens, why you should not go over a wet color second time while it is still wet. Make a note of that. All those things will be very helpful later. Okay, so see you on 31st.
Thank you, sir.
சார்
Thank you.
இந்த இது காம்பன்சேட் கிளாஸ்னு சொன்னீங்களா சார், அது நீங்களே சொல்லுவீங்களா சார் எப்பன்ட்டு?
இல்ல காம்பன்சேட் கிளாஸ் அப்படின்னா அந்த கிளாஸ் வந்து போயிடுச்சு விட்டுட்டாங்க, அந்த கிளாஸ் கிடையாது. என்னன்னா we have 52 days.
ஓகே.
ஒரு நம்மளோட கோர்ஸ் வந்து 52 days, 2 hours each, 104 hours. சரியா? அப்ப 26 weeks வருது. Suppose we don't take a class, so if we don't take I miss or Ramachandran misses, or there is a holiday, some function, and we don't take the class number 24 and 25, means 24 and 25 will be shifted, postponed. It is not as if it is lost.
ஓகே சார். அது வந்து ஆனா எக்ஸ்ட்ரா கிளாஸ்லாம் நீங்க மத்த நாள்ல எல்லாம் எடுக்க மாட்டீங்க?
இல்ல அது didn't work. We planned, but not everybody is able to come on. See, Saturday, Sunday, your Monday, Tuesday and Thursday, your classes are there. Saturday and Sunday, another class is there. So, even when joining, you get ready for that class. So you come. But if I ask you to come on another day, எப்படி possible இல்ல? Leave போட்டு வரணும், அது பண்ணணும், இது பண்ணணும். So we don't generally do that. We increase we postpone the examination date.
ஓகே சார். சரி, எக்ஸாம் டேட் மட்டும் கொஞ்சம் சீக்கிரமா சொல்லுங்க. மே மந்த் முடியுமா சார்?
சொல்ல எங்களால it's not in our hands, because the university is conducting these courses and exams with many other people also. Bridge Academy is there are many other groups.
சார் இல்ல ஒரு அப்ராக்ஸிமேட்டாவது தெரிஞ்சா வரதுக்கு முடியும்.
அப்ராக்ஸிமேட்டா வந்து ஏப்ரல் மிடில்ல வந்து சொல்லிரலாமா?
ஓகே சார், ஏப்ரல்ல சொல்ல. ஓகே சார்,
ஏப்ரல் மிட்.
ஓகே சார், थैंक यू சார்.
சரி, ஓகே மா. So take care. We'll meet on 31st. Bye.
Thank you sir.
Thank you.
Thank you sir.
Thank you. ஓகே ரெக்கார்டிங் ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிட்டேன். என்னுடைய